Hello and welcome to this channel ProTechis. From today we are going to start a Ruby programming course. In this course we'll be learning the basics of the Ruby programming and we'll also be solving the problems. So let's start with the code. You should always remember the starting is the hardest part. Once you start, your journey becomes easier. Okay, so I welcome you to this channel ProTechis and I welcome you to this video. So now you have decided to learn Ruby programming, to become a Ruby developer or a Ruby on Rails developer or any developer. You can start with Ruby even if you don't know the programming. Like Ruby is so much easy, and let's see what we are going to study in this course. Okay, so what we'll be learning is we'll start from variables and strings, conditionals, methods, and we'll then be solving the problems. Sorry, and then we'll be solving the problems related to the methods, strings, and conditionals. And then we will be further understanding what are ranges and what are arrays, how array works. And then uh, coming to the most important part, understanding methods of strings and arrays. While developing an application, will be we have to face many problems related to the strings and arrays. Like there will be many performance issues in the code, and we'll have to solve those problems. And there are so many problems. So first, the basic concept is the basic thing is what we need to understand is how to understand the methods of strings and arrays. Again, then we'll be solving the problems of strings and arrays. This time it will be tougher. Then we'll come to the hashes. Hashes are nothing but the key and value pair. Uh, then we'll be understanding the different uses of hashes and arrays in the actual development. While developing an applications, what at what scenario we can use hashes and arrays combinedly. Then we'll also be solving the problems on hashes and then hashes and arrays again. This time the problems will get tougher as you move forward in the course. Remember that starting is always the hardest part, but as you move forward, your journey becomes easier. Then we'll be solving the problems on blocks, procs, and lambdas. We'll directly solve the problems on block, procs, and lambdas because even if I tell you theoretically that what are blocks, procs, and lambdas, you are not going to understand it. So we'll directly be solving the blocks, procs, and lambdas problems, and then we'll start the actual uh, thing which is actually needed in the development while developing an application. So we'll start the object-oriented programming concepts in Ruby. Object-oriented programming is not the unique thing about Ruby, but Ruby uses it. Ruby on Rails uses the object-oriented programming to simplify the development of the application. So we'll first understand the objects, and then we'll come to class, and then we'll come to module. And I forgot to add some point here. Then we'll be solving after module. We'll be solving the problems on objects, class, and modules. How we can use them combinedly, and then we'll uh, one by one take an example of inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. Thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned with me.